So it's the 19th to the 5th with Terry Hayes, and Joe Hayes has joined us.
I spoke to John and he said definitely,
Yeah.
If you want to go up there, I'll go up with Joe and we'll...
Joe, if you want to do that, if you want to organise a few to get some funny stories or whatever, I'll come up.
Yeah, you can do that.
There's no panic, 'cause we have loads of people.
I'll get a handful.
Yeah, I'll go.
Right, no bother, Teddy.
All right,
I'll go up to Janjo. I know Janjo for donkey's years. I was married the same years, as a matter of fact.
Were you?
Yeah. I could name every barman that
worked up there.
Just the bacon factors with that.
Okay.
Okay, Terry, where did you work and when did you start? I'll go back to the very beginning.
58, I think.
Yeah.
In Clover, is it? Was it Clover or
Clover Meads?
Clover.
It was, yeah.
Okay, very good.
58 until, when did it close?
76.
76, I think.
Yep.
Okay.
Up to there. I was only 33 when it finished.
Very young.
Then I went off, working all food factories. And we were going from place to place. It was on my CV. Just unbelievable. And where I went to, they closed after me. I never was as good as that. But we were working, what did I tell you the other night? We were working in Jandra's in Clover by night. And we didn't finish until 1 in the morning. It was my father, Ted, Junior, Francis Cahan and myself. But we'd be working again at 6 o'clock in the morning, finishing loading lorries, beef and everything. But we got the watchman to phone up John Joe. Any chance of a pint. So we did 10 minutes, right? Going as food was charming about about 7 or 8 pints each. So next time the John Joe says, so you might as well stay here now if you come back to work that early.
What time is it?
About 4 in the morning. But kept drinking. None of us had money. You know, we money going in, but the money kind of
coming
in bed. Back into work, 5 to 6 the following morning. That's the soldier there. And done 12 hours of work again.
Yeah.
Back up to Jandra's in again. We were paid that night, 5:30 Friday night.
Into the pub.
And most of all, you this and that. Nothing lads, I enjoyed the conversation. It was marvellous.
He's a gentleman, isn't he?
You couldn't be nicer.
He was looking for a photo up there of one of the last nights you were all together. There was a photo somewhere.
There was.
Yeah.
What's his name was the mayor.
Jerry?
Jeez, really, you would tell you. I think no. The mayor was there.
How long ago was that now?
I don't know, not sure.
No, you're right.
It was about nearly the 80s, it must have been. He said there's a photo going around and you're all lined up anyway up there, one of the last nights.
It was the late 70s.
Yeah, that'd be right, yeah.
I don't know, the photograph that I have is
At the clock, Joe, was it?
No, that's a different one. That's the fact it wasn't taken in Jellies when you opened the new lounge where the Chinese is now.
That's it, that's
where
the
the
one.
Chinese is now.
Yeah.
That was Jellies Lounge. And the first ones to drink a pint in that lounge was the Butchers on the 15th of August.
That's it, that's the photo.
I have that photograph.
What did they call it? Stokes they called it.
It was a freezer meant to run to Clover Meads.
We haven't went in there and you start saving the hams.
Yeah.
The gammons were said in January and February. And they'd be there until the following Christmas hanging up.
The hams
and frozen.
Yeah.
And then we serve, around Christmas time then, we serve 4 or 5 days before Christmas. You go up there and take them down and thaw them out and smoke. And smoke them.
Yeah.
That's it, we had thousands. We used to do 10,000 a week, I think at the time.
Pigs.
Of the hams over Christmas. I think just 10,000 a week. And if the target wasn't met, there'd be questions asked.
Right.
You see, where Joe was now, it was, what it was, a small concern.
Yeah.
We were the big concern. 10,000 a week. For
What do you mean that you're the small concern?
they were a small concern.
Matters was a smaller
Smaller
factory.
Matteson's was smaller again.
Was it?
It was.
But Matherson's in the estate Terry was as big as Shaw's nearly.
But it had
Because
cans.
they had the canneries there, the whole works that
Yeah.
they made their own
See,
cans even.
what we used to do was when we were in Clover. We started 700 or 800 pigs a day,
Yeah.
which was an arm a day. Go up to the cannery, 100 cattle after that. I know we were well paid. Jesus, I was in it. Tell the truth, but you worked hard for it.
Yeah.
Very hard. And we used to often there then, and you'd always be tapped.
You'd
Someone
always be what?
tapped. Someone was always looking for money.
Or a smoke.
Or a small price for a pint.
Oh yeah. Tell her about the devil and the fishing gear. Do you remember it?
No.
Christy Hayes.
The devil, yeah. And O'Connor was the
Went
manager.
up to Mr. O'Connor one day. I was next to him.
This is Leo O'Connor, is it?
Leo
Yeah.
O'Connor, yeah.
Well, he was a gentleman, but his back was worse than his body. If you understand what I mean, or, and what the fuck do you want? That's all he'd say.
Yeah.
Excuse my
Yeah.
language now. But the devil went up to him this, and he was badly stuck. But the priced a few pints. Mr. O'Connor says, I want to borrow. I think it was
I
a
want to
tenner.
what?
I want to borrow a tenner.
Okay.
But what Christy says to him, Christy was a great worker, best fella, one of the best I ever worked with. He was smaller and thinner than me, if you can visualise that. So I'm going fishing, he says to him. So next time, Mr. O'Connor says, go in there to Mr. Hurley, he was
The manager, the money man.
Go in there to Mr. Hurley and tell him I said to give you the tenner. And by the same token of Christy says to him, the first fish you catch, he says, bring him back to me. Mr. Leo says to him, you're the first fish I caught.
That's very good. Very good.
Got the tenner, come on lads.
Oh,
Here's
yeah.
the pigs there.
Where'd you go? The
Up
pub.
to John.
Up to Jerry's. You should have more stories than that now, Terry.
Do more like that is very good.
Ah, they were marvellous.
Yeah.
About the devil has a snapper for the smoke.
The what?
The
This is
devil,
a father and son now.
Yeah.
Paddy, yes, he wasn't right, but the devil called him one day and were, come here, Paddy, he says, you wouldn't have a smoke, you know. So I gave him the cigarette and went, I didn't ever, we all smoked a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's the times we had at the time. So the following day, the devil had no fags again.
Is that Paddy, is it?
No, that's Christy, his father.
Father.
Okay.
So he went go up there, says, one, the Paddy, his fags. So up he went to him, come here. Asked him anyway. Paddy, look, I've only enough for myself. He says, by the same token, he says to him, what you do with the fag I gave you yesterday? As much as say he should still have the same cigarette.
Well done today.
Just we had more sport. It was amazing.
The laugh you had was unreal.
Every minute of the day. I know you worked hard. Very hard.
But it's good that you had a
But
laugh.
it was
Someone this morning was
outstanding.
telling me that you were singing songs from the Eurovision. I get the name of it. No, you don't think so? I don't know the name.
Who was singing the songs?
Butch Moore. A Eurovision
Oh, wow.
song.
The streets in the rain.
1960.
Walking in the rain.
Walking the streets in the rain.
No, that was
Or was it
Butchmore, you're right.
Bushmore, yeah? Walking the streets in the rain.
No, they went into a talent competition.
Wasn't
No,
Eurovision?
No, no.
A talent competition they went to.
That was on below St John's Pavilion.
Matthew went into it.
He did, yeah. He
Our
was
own
singing.
brother. He was.
Talent competition. And,
It was an interferum thing that was, wasn't it, Terry?
oh my god, it's so funny.
It was an interferum. And then it said they had whoever could sing a song went up on the stage and sang the song. Up in St John's
What's his
Pavilion.
name? Jerry Madigan.
Jenny Madigan, yeah.
He had a brilliant voice. But it was his downfall.
Right.
There'd be people calling him in, "When Jerry's, have a pint, sing away inside the
Yeah.
pub." But this is his downfall, shut up his
They're all calling him, they?
He couldn't pass a pub. But to be all waiting for him.
Yeah.
Didn't cost him a bob, like, but it, by him, shut, I drank 16 pints for a pound.
Yeah.
Come here.
Crazy, isn't it?
Tell her about the day Duffy got sacked. Colin sacked him. Go ahead, tell him.
That was guys.
Go ahead.
He was the general manager. They had factories at the time. But Duffy, he was the president, wasn't he?
The Port Butcher Society.
And next, Mr. Collins came along. He says, "That's wrong, that's wrong, that's wrong." To the foreman that was there. But they were trying to pacify him, pacify him. But Duffy looked at him, Mr. Collins says, "You wouldn't run a fish and chip shop."
Sacked in the spot.
Sacked him in the spot. And he says to him, "If you apologise, I'll reinstate you." And saying it again, he says, "You wouldn't run a fish and chip shop." But he sacked Duffy anyway. No wages, no nothing. And Duffy says anyway, there'll be no strike. No, he says, "I'm going to take this to the court in Dublin."
That's the Labour Court, isn't it?
Up to the Labour Court. We were there anyway. The Labour Court, I was appointed to go to Dublin. Tom Joyce,
Jerry Mack, I was wrong.
Jerry Mack. I think George was there.
No, Georgie wasn't there that time.
I'm not too sure now.
Paddy Campbell would have been there.
Paddy Campbell, sorry, lived across the road from me. We went up to Dublin anyway. So Mr. Collins stood up and gave this speech. You wouldn't hear it out of the tea shop. Of course, Michael Collins was his uncle, the man, the famous
Yeah.
man that was founded the Republic. Next thing, Duffy couldn't open his mouth. He was told if he didn't open his mouth, he was gone. But you're out this thing, same as that in front of me. Tell that so-and-so he's telling fucking lies. He wrote it out and I'm just going. We were sitting down, you couldn't say it, like. And we were sitting down and you tell him what I said. He says to Tom Jace, cutting across me, I would say you Duffy list, and Tom Jace was there, I was in between them.
Yeah.
John Bashford was there.
Yeah, yeah.
And I can't say that, he says. If you want, I will, he says. Tell him he's only a what he didn't say.
Yeah.
But he won the case.
He was reinstated.
He was reinstated.
And got paid.
Got
paid for his time out.
13 weeks wages they paid.
Right.
And then Duffy came back in. I told Jesus he only thought so. And he started off doing his bit of work. Now we say
He got away with it.
at that time we thought he had a handy job. It was still hard work.
Duffy's job?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was rumping, wasn't he?
It was rumping bacon, lifting bales off the ground, 2 pigs in the bale, 4 sides of bacon off the ground, onto your shoulders and onto your lorry. That was severe work.
They were taking injury days, you know that?
That's right.
Yeah.
But they were it was severe work that time. And it's he's a handy job.
Yeah.
We often went in there at 5 in the morning. Old Ted, my father, he was calling me. I was married. And I was living down the road. He come down and called me at 5 in the morning to go to work. I mightn't finish until 10 at night.
Okay.
And
How come you worked such long hours?
that was the thing that time.
Okay.
They worked in teams, like, you know, you might have 4 or 6 people.
That's early though. 5 or 6
5 in the
a.m.
morning. What about the morning he was arrested?
What about the morning you was?
My father was arrested.
He was arrested.
What?
He was going to work.
He used to wear a tam. And it was kind of an IRA thing at the time.
Right.
He wear the tam. And he used to wear the tam. Oh, he was pulled in, squad car.
Squad car. Pulled him in.
He was going up to work. 6 o'clock in the morning.
5 in the morning.
What
I
happened?
went
Did you
up.
try to get him?
He got things straightened out.
I
like, you
went
know.
up. I went up. I was going up the road after him. But he called me and then he got
He drove on, yeah.
by St. John's Cathedral. That's where he was going to work. He takes the longest way going to work.
Yep.
He said cutting up through Ross Avenue and this.
Yeah, up through.
But he was going up by St. John's Cathedral.
Yeah.
I was behind him. And I said, I'll catch up on him now. But next to the squad car pulled in. This was one of the few squad cars in the
That was
town
it,
at the
yeah.
time. Where are you going to? Going to work. They drove him to work.
Mm.
And they made sure he clocked in.
And had to be.
They thought he was, and he had to be verified.
Yep.
That he thought he was an area man.
Didn't have
Are you
it.
serious?
As true as that, I'm sitting here with you, road.
Yeah.
And so I told him, he
Sure, he
says,
must have been in his late 50s or 60s, this stage, really. He would
he
have
was
been.
around the 60 mark.
He would have been around
But
the
he was a
60 mark.
big tall man.
Yeah.
He said,
Actually, there's a photograph there that we got from Sean Curtin. They show it to you. It is a photograph of Clover Meads outside. And I looked and said, that's Ted. He was walking up at the side of Clover
up the
Meads.
Jangers,
He was walking up at the side of Clover Meads.
sneaking out.
No, you'd hardly
See him.
see him. I
He's a
said,
big
that's
old,
Ted.
he
You know the
he
bed.
used to wear a big coat.
You know the bed, the
Yeah,
can't even, like, you know.
And she was about 6'1", I said.
He was heading for Jellies. I don't know about that.
During working hours, is it?
We are doing it.
I tell you a good one. That happened with me. Below Amaris.
Yeah.
We're below Peter Amaris. Anyone mention Peter Amara to you?
No, what happened?
Peter Amara,
Was he related to Michael or?
first cousin.
Maybe, I think Michael might have mentioned him.
Stephen Amara adopted Peter.
Yeah,
Right.
you're right.
And
there.
the word was that
He was-
Stephen and Kate O'Brien, the author.
Yeah.
Stephen
what was
Stephen
it?
and Kate were very good
Having
friends.
an occasion.
And Peter Ryan.
Don't be putting bad thoughts
So-
into my mind.
So Stephen adopted him. That's why he was.
Yeah.
He worked in the office.
Yeah.
He had nothing to do with the factory at all. Like, you know. When Peter died, Peter died, and Mickey O'Mara says, "Right, lads, we'll all go to the funeral." So factory closed. I think the mass was at 11 o'clock. So we all went off. And he says to me before they went, "Oh, Joyce, don't forget the lorry." The Dublin lorry at the time just supplied super quint with all the bacon.
Yeah.
And we used to cook ham on the bone.
Paddy Pursley was
That's
the
right,
driver.
that's right. We used to cook ham on the bone. And that was my job. And the orders had to be filled. The lorry would leave at 6 o'clock in the morning or maybe 5:30. But we went up anyway to the Munster Tavern. And we said we'd wait for the funeral to come up. So when the funeral came up, we went over to the graveyard. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and he's buried outside of the family plot. I could show
Because
you.
he's adopted.
I could show you the grave. He's outside the family
He
plot.
came from,
And
that time it was an awful.
Where did he come from?
He came from out of
out of
wedlock.
wedlock.
Right.
But that time it was a terrible crime. Now it is
But we were up
every hour of the day.
We went over anyway to the funeral and we came back over to the pub again.
That's not like
And
him.
it says, no, Petty Tierney was with me. Petty said, we have to do
Great
these
friend
hams
of
now,
mine.
says I. We had about maybe 80 or 90 hams to do. You know what time we went down to the pub? Closing time that night. Closing time. Say, Petty, we have to do these hams. If they're not done, say, we're in trouble. Down with us down to the factory.
Yeah.
About 12 o'clock at night. Pressed there was an old bell that you go and press it. The watchman came down, Tommy Carey. What do you want, Sean? He said, we have a bit of work to do in here. Huh? Come on, say. So we went in anyway and we got the hams organised, we done the whole lot and
which is right.
got him up in the lorry, everything was done. So I got home about 4 o'clock in the morning. And Anne was above. Where were you? I was at work.
You heard it, what you were saying?
But I was about
No, it
but the following morning, we didn't work the following morning anyway, and the way we were the hen house, you could see into the office, but unfortunately, you could be seen from the office as well. You see?
Yeah.
And I went up the stairs and went into the hen house, and we were out there was Mickey O'Mara inside, and you could see him looking out at me. And we called him the furnace. That was his nickname, because if something went wrong, you could see the fire in his eyes, like, you know. And he was looking over and I said, Jesus, I'm in trouble, what did I do now? You see? So out he comes, cross. Joy says,
Thanks very much.
thank you for that.
Yeah.
For what to say? For Super Queen's hams. Right, what happened to him, says I to him? She said, they're not in the lorry. I said, they're in Dublin now at this stage, she said. I was here at 8 o'clock last night, he says, and those hams are in the lorry. He opened the lorry and he checked it. There was a refrigerated lorry.
Yeah.
And there was no hams in the lorry. Oh, he was ready to pounce on me. And when he said, they're in Dublin, I said, they're done. And he says, right, I won't ask any more questions. He says, well, see, I know you wouldn't let me down. He was ready to pounce on me. Jesus, he had a
Why
bit of
were they in Dublin, Joe?
Has they been to Dublin? Super Queen.
By accident
No,
or
no.
just...
The lorry was loaded, you see.
Yeah.
And said he was
They
ready on Wednesday.
were the last Santa Larry.
And the hams were the last one. Because they'd have the bales of bacon set out, one for Quinsworth, one for Super Queen, Blanchestown, another one someplace else, another one someplace else.
Paddy Purcell was
And he just delivered them. He'd have the bales on pallets.
Yeah.
And you would just pull off the pallet into the shop, go on to the next shop. But you had to put the hams on top of the bales that were going in. So you would have 10 hams or 20 hams or so for this shop, 10 hams for another shop, like, you know. But they had to be on top of the proper bales.
Yeah.
And to see us, then we climbing up the bales of bacon with the boxes of hams. It was done, and he was happy enough.
Yeah.
He never asked what time they were done or how they were done, but they were that.
We were. Yeah, one day we worked every Sunday. Job had to be done. Beef.
Yep.
See,
Remember that? Pigs,
beef at all.
pork and bacon.
But it was a pile
Pork
up.
and bacon.
There was a pile up. There was a pile up in the beef anyway. And Mr. Pat Handed, and of course he was a manager. But we went in and about double time the whole way through. We were on terrific money shot. And as you were getting it, you were spending it, of course, naturally. But I was finished my work. We were paid up to 8 o'clock of a Sunday night. I was finished mine at 12 o'clock that day and was giving this person a hand and that person a hand. Fuck it, so I up to John just. Fold him up, and by that time just religiously closed from 2 to 4.
They did open at 12:30 and close at 2 and open again at 4.
Then we said, but we phoned him up in about 3 o'clock of a Sunday. Where are you? I'm a water society. I'm up to my neck in blood and piss and shit and everything. Said, come up, he says, if you want a pint. So in we went and we stayed until 8 o'clock. Go back to 1 o'clock out. And who spotted me going in? On the manager. That was at 3 o'clock. I didn't leave until 8 o'clock. He stayed in his car.
Watch.
Waiting to see the time they come out. So I went back down and he faced me in front of the rest of the lads. If he caught me aside, I'd say, well then go and cut off side. But he waited and waited until the cloaking was full. I'd put on the coats, we said to clock out and go home. Well, he always says to me, I said, wouldn't John just, I went up for the package of fags for Roxy Foods. You smoke pipe tobacco. And I had in my hand, look at how I thought it was above in John just. I said, you gotta Roxy that now in case it's stuck for no smoke tonight or tomorrow. And he says to me, you're reaching from liquor. So I know I was caught badly. Come here, say to him. What happened was this, I met a chap up there, so I went up, that's for Roxy. And Roxy was a kind of a supervisor
Right.
at the time. And I says, I went up for that for him, and I said, I met a lad up there, say, and I didn't see him in years. There's one from England and 2 or 3 bottles of stout with him. And about 12 pints, like I said, if not more. And he says to me, I shouldn't pay you for today. So there's someone going to pay me anyway. So if you don't, I don't mind. But say, I'm going to be paid. But you think he was paying out of his own pocket the way he addressed me? I know we were all only left school when we were 12 or 13, but you don't do that to people. Okay, see. The following night only, that was a Sunday, the following Monday night, it was down cattle came in, that's what we call it. Broken legs, you can do nothing with them.
What
They had
did
to
you
be
call it?
killed.
Down cattle?
Down cattle.
If they were injured, they had to be
Yeah.
killed, like, you know.
You can't set their legs, you can do nothing with them. And who was the first person we called? And Billy did a hunt, he was the boss of the cannery. He says, you do me a turn. I will say it. But say, you do me no turns yesterday. But I will. So we went up then, 2 cattle there. We were there till 2 the following morning. Killing these cattle. Only 2 of us. And my wife then, she thought I was having a beano.
A what?
A beano.
What's a beano?
In John Just, in Jerry's
drink,
thought I
is
was
it?
jarring. And there I was, and the sweat and the blood running off me. And I says, look, I was there with Billy the Hunty. And Billy didn't, we had the liver out of this heifer.
Yeah.
No, liver out of a heifer is
Huge.
terrific.
Huge.
Terrific, yes. But he said, put that aside for tomorrow now, he says, and come up to me and say, you a half pound of that. So I went up the following morning and well, Billy said to him, how things going with you? I forgot all about it. Come here, he says to me, and he's a very soft-spoken man. There's a thief in our midst, he says. What do you mean, Billy? Said, someone stole my liver. I says, I know what he was on. I said, you look all right to me. Someone stole my liver. But you look all right. With more sport there.
Yeah.
Did anyone tell you, I think I said in the show,
Yeah.
the other day about Connie Sullivan went in the fight Joe Smith. Did anyone tell you that story?
No.
Connie was ain't that right.
Oh God.
And Joe Smith was
6 foot 4.
6 foot, yeah.
6 foot 4.
he
Oh,
was,
God,
he was,
all
he
right,
was
yeah.
a
Big man. Huge
rugby
man.
player, right? Baby. He played with Ireland in rugby and he was a professional hockey player. But Connie wasn't that right, and then seemingly Joe Smith stood on Connie's toes, as we call it.
Stepped in his arms. He upset him.
And Connie says, you knock him, he says, and I'll kick him.
Hit him up. Mom started the ball happened with him, didn't it?
Yeah.
Joe Smith wanted Connie to put a spurt on, like, you know, to
Yeah.
push things along. And Connie was, and next thing, Mom started the ball happened with Connie. Give him a thump, he says. You knock him and I'll kick him, he says.
So,
As Mom was as big.
Mob was a
But
lovely
Mom was
man.
about 6 foot 4 as well,
Yeah,
like, you know.
yeah.
So the morning he was outside Connie, and a digester we call it.
She knows about the digesters.
No one would walk there. No one. There was more rats there than Jesus Christ. But Connie was outside anyway, and all the condemned carcasses went down to Connie. All I do was just come down a
Down the slide.
and just dump him into this thing, going around
Cook it down.
constantly. He was making bone meal.
Yeah.
But Connie and was there, and the whole thing blew up. But the maintenance were there and they were trying to find out what happened there. Tony, Sexton and all them, they went in there. But they had to stop the whole lot and go in.
To find out.
There was a 14-pound hammer inside it,
Sledgehammer.
I heard this,
a
yeah.
sledgehammer. And Mr. O'Connor came out and Connie, he says, what will you do? I thought it was a bone size. A big camera, we said 14-pound weight. Man job, but they'll end that Gavin out.
Oh my god, I'll pause this. That was very good. Thanks, Terry.
No bother, anytime at all.
Yeah.